Guys, this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, and we are ending eating disorders using nothing but your brain. And we are here with another live feed, and we are ending the food struggle of the constant mental counting and stressing and measuring and worrying, all the food obsession, the body hate, the binge eating, the bulimia, the overeating, the stress eating, all of that. We are ending using only your brain, and it's so fun to see you guys on. Hi, love all the likes and the hearts, and feel free to just say hello, let me know that you're here, and feel free to comment with any questions, or if this is something you guys are relating to. And we are doing another installment in our series of, if you think it's about this is what you need to know. So today, hi, so fun to see you. If you think that ending your struggles with food is about becoming an expert and learning more and really diving into being an expert at how to do that, then this is what you absolutely need to know. Because it's absolutely understandable to do this, right? It's like at the beginning, you don't know what's happening. You're confused about food. You don't know why, when you're such a healthy person, you keep on going back to food this way, why you feel out of control, why you can't stay on track, why it's getting harder and harder to stay on track. And so being the intelligent and confident person that you are, like, you go and you start studying. You go and you start figuring out, like, oh, okay, like, what is it? And, you get books and you're downloading things on Audible and you're looking at all these blogs and you're listening to podcasts and videos and you're starting to really study about it. And you start knowing that, okay, food is my problem, so I'm going to start knowing everything about food, right? Of what it does in the body and all the science behind it, and how to burn fat and how to lose weight, and how to stay on track, and all about habits. And you start really getting to know a lot about it, and you start becoming an expert, and you're really excited because it's like, okay, well, I didn't know that before, but now I know all these things, and knowing is going to help me to be able to get out of this cycle. And so as you learn all about it, you decide, you know what, I want to be part of this world. I want to, put this information out there. I'm learning so much with my own journey. I was going to binge the other day, but then I just remembered everything that I've learned and all the insight from the last book that I read. And there are other people struggling and they want to be along on this journey as well. So, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to, start, being a blogger. I'm going to post the healthy recipes. We can do this together. And you start building this community around you. And then you're volunteering, right? People are knowing who you are. They're asking you, hey, will you help with this? Or will you help with that? Or I know you're such an expert. You're, teaching a class on healthy living to your kids' class. You're, going to a workshop at a women's group that you're part of, because everyone's like, wow, that is totally her thing. She knows all about food. She knows all about healthy cooking, such a healthy person. She's always learning so much. And people start asking you questions like, oh, yay. Hi, Roby. So glad you caught it live. Wonderful. So fun to have you here live in real time, you guys. Okay, so the next thing that happens is people start seeing what your identity is, right? They don't know that it's because you struggled so much with food, or that might be part of your story, but you're really becoming an expert at knowing everything about food, nutrition, health. And people start asking you questions like, wow, how do you do this? And, how do you stay so healthy? And you seem so passionate about this. And okay, tell me about that. And then since people are coming to you, you're like, wow, this is really becoming a part of who I am. And, I'm on this journey and I'm probably going to be done at any time. And you're still confused because you're still doing it, right? You'll go and it'll be okay for a little while. And you're more and more of this identity of I'm a healthy person, but then you just fall off the wagon. And so you study more, right? And it's every time that you fail, every time that you mess up, it just fuels you to learn even more. And the more that you learn, the more this is who you become, and the more that people are coming to you. And you're like, you know what? I'm pretty much already an expert at this. I know so much. I've read so much. Let's make this official. People are coming to me. People, are wanting to follow my journey. Let's make it official. So you go and you go to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. You get a certification there, or you become a nutritionist. You go back to school. You become a certified health coach. You're going to do it because nobody struggles, right? Nobody struggles that is leading other people. And in fact, secretly, you're really hoping that this is going to end it for you. Well, maybe there will be a missing piece with this certification that I really need to be able to be done with this all the way. Now you've got a label. Now you've got a title. Now you've got a certification. And something starts coming up where it's not just you struggling with food anymore. And it's not just you writing about a healthy recipe and then going and binging and eating a huge amount of something you would never tell anybody else to eat, that you would be embarrassed if all of your followers and the people that were asking you your advice knew that you went through the fast food drive-through 3 times on your own and then threw away the wrappers in a dumpster in public so that your family wouldn't see it. And you start really feeling like a fraud because it's this hypocrisy of, well, I'm an expert. And if I'm an expert and I can't figure this out, and if people are looking to me, well, I've just got to figure this out. And then it starts becoming a stronger and stronger need. And you feel in this crisis place because, well, I have to figure it out. Like, now I need to be successful in my business and having other people follow me. And, now I need to really be in integrity because more and more people, are, paying me to help them, or now I'm certified in this. And your identity is health, and you are doing the very opposite of that. And you start wondering, why, as an expert, am I still not able to overcome this for myself? And you may even have people that you're helping that it seems like they're having some results, but it's not working for you. And then it starts breaking down because it's never permanently an internal problem because your body can't take it. So for a while you're working out and you do healthy so much of the time, besides these weird times where you just go and you feel out of control with food, that it's not visible from the outside. But then the weight gain starts, and then the weight gain gets more rapid. And then the thing that you used to be able to do for 6 weeks and get off the binge weight doesn't last for more than 2 days. And you start getting really wobbly, and your clothes aren't fitting anymore. And so your clothes are getting tighter and tighter, and you're embarrassed to put yourself out there and to, really do what you need to as this expert, because who's going to believe you? They can see what the problem is. They can see that you're out of integrity. They can see that you're not aligned with what you say that they should do. And so the sea of followers that you said, follow me as I show you how to be healthy, now see you bigger every time they see you. So you start hiding and you start doing more written posts instead of videos. And you start, maybe consulting people over the phone instead of in person. And all the while you feel like a bigger and bigger fraud. And you start becoming more isolated because it's not just your career now. It's your identity to your friends and your family and people who you run into at church and the grocery store. And they can all see what's happening. They can see that you are more tired and that you are bigger and that you look less healthy every single time they see you. And weren't you the health expert? Weren't you the one that was helping so many people? Oh gosh, I wonder if she's sick. Oh my gosh, I wonder if something's wrong. And so you start avoiding seeing people because you know where this leads. You know exactly where this goes if they see you and start asking questions and how you're going to feel. And then you're still studying. You're still feeling, well, there's this missing piece that's not only going to help me, it's going to help my clients. And so you keep on searching for something. And every time that you know something more, it becomes a Band-Aid. It's so exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm going to start this new food thing and I'm going to roll this out to everyone and I'm going to be such a campaign person for this and like everyone's going to love it. This is the answer. And then you do it for maybe 3 days, maybe a week max, and you crash and you burn. But not before you've gotten really excited and told a bunch of people about it. And all of these Band-Aids do what Band-Aids do. They last for a little while and then it's another failure and you feel worse than ever. You go right back into the pattern, you feel even worse. And every single time that you do feel worse than ever, you've also never known so much because you are such an expert. You have studied every avenue that you possibly could. Or it goes the other way, where you have a body that everyone's asking about and you are able to keep this going a little longer. It might be with more extremes. It might be with something where you're losing your teeth because you're throwing up your food. It might be something where you're creating an autoimmune disorder because you're going through more extremes. It might be something where you're not telling people that you're taking a pill that is illegal in the country that you're in to be able to maintain the visual appearance like you are healthy. And then every time that somebody asks you, wow, how do you maintain such an amazing body? How are you so fit? You feel guilty about having a body that is completely inauthentic. And you think in your brain, if they only knew. So here's the thing, you guys. Information was never transformation. It is never about the more you know, now that's going to fix your problem. If that was it, in our information world, where you can get so much information about any topic, then none of us would struggle with this because, oh, well, look, I can go and I can just, watch 10,000 hours of videos and then be done. Information was never transformation. It does not fix your problem. It's not about what you know. It's about having a skill to predictably do what you know. Because you know so much, but if you're not doing it or you don't know how to put it into place where it works, and you've got to have a method that works, then you're never going to get anywhere with this. Knowing never did anything. Ask anyone with 7 marriages how to have a lasting relationship. They can probably write a book on it. They absolutely know. They know so much. They've studied more with every single, marriage class and workshop they've been through. They can tell you how to have a successful marriage. And now they're on marriage number 8, because it's not about what you know. It's about really the transformation of what you are doing to make that change. Ask any drug addict, hey, how do you get sober? How do you get off of drugs? They can tell you, but they're still killing themselves with the drugs. So there's the internal issue of knowing that becoming an expert never fixed this, right? And this is a thing that can go for decades because we keep on thinking, oh, if we keep on knowing more, if we keep on knowing more and hoping it's the next thing. So there's the individual journey, and that's an issue. The other journey is for the expert. That's a really hard place to be. I was there for a long time, back when I was a weight loss coach with a raging, horrible eating disorder. It's that lack of integrity eats you alive, no pun intended. So it's really difficult for the professional, and it's really difficult for this world, because what happens is we have so many people in the eating disorder treatment community that are struggling so much with their own eating disorders, that were literally attracted here, that were literally here trying to fix their own problem, and they still haven't fixed it. We coach so many therapists who specialize in eating disorder, so many fitness and health professionals and nutritionists, people who are experts in leading research about how to end eating disorders. Those are the people that come to us to be able to end their eating disorders because they haven't done it for themselves. And this is absolutely an issue because they've never been able to end their own disorders. And now they're coaching people and telling them what they should do, but it's never worked for them. They have a graduate degree about being able to treat eating disorders. And I'm not even going to say ending eating disorders, because that's not even the conventional wisdom. Like, what people are taught is that you're never going to be done with this. We know that absolutely to not be true. But these people aren't even there to end eating disorders. It's just like, well, we'll treat it. They have PhDs in this. How much more could you know? But they're still struggling with their own. Information was never transformation. And so a lot of people that are struggling get into helping others in the hopes that they'll be able to help themselves. And we have people that come to us that have been to so many professionals, and they say, I don't want that kind of freedom. I don't want the sort of freedom in quotes where I'm going to have to track my meals every single day, where I'm going to have to track my triggers all the time, where I'm going to have to leave my family for a month or 2 every single year of my life to go to some clinic where they're going to force me to eat foods that I'm scared of, and they're going to track my weight every day. I don't want to have the kind of freedom in quotes where I have to wake up being scared if I'm going to have a little bit of relief today using all of my 14,000 tools that I've been taught, but just knowing that I'm broken forever. People come to us because they see and they resonate with the message of, what if I didn't have an eating disorder anymore? You guys have permission to ask anyone that you seek for help from, what is your relationship with food? What is your definition of freedom? Because I'm going to say this twice. Your results cannot exceed their beliefs. I'll say that again. Your results cannot exceed their beliefs. And if they don't really know that you can have relief from an eating disorder because they've never had that, and if their definition of freedom is using tools every day to try to keep yourself from doing something but still being mentally obsessed all day, if that's not the kind of freedom that you want, that's something that you need to look at. So this is literally part of the fifth element to end binge eating, like you guys have seen in the masterclass. If you haven't seen that, you can go to lifewithlydia.com and the masterclass is there. It's a free masterclass you can register for and you can see the playback. But part of the fifth element to end binge eating is really being able to define freedom for you and have somebody who can lead you there. You've got to know the person that's helping you, have they figured it out? What does freedom mean to that person? Is that what you want? And how are they going to treat you if they don't really believe that you can be done? How are they going to treat you if they've never figured this out themselves? How are they going to help you if they've never gotten to that place? And I know that there's sort of like this idea with, oh, well, you know, a doctor who has cancer can still treat somebody and knows what works for cancer. But that does not apply to something like this pattern. And here's why. It's because if you go to a doctor that has cancer themselves, that gave themselves cancer, and they're doing the things like chain smoking every day to give themselves more cancer and they can't stop, but they're wanting you to change your lifestyle to be able to stop the cancer. Or if it's like, oh, well, I have a doctor with cancer, but I don't use my own treatment because I know that that doesn't work, and I've tried all of these alternative treatments and those don't work, and gosh, I would never do what I'm telling you to do. That's a problem. So on all sorts of different levels, what you guys really need to know, that if you think it's about becoming an expert to fix your problem, you might come out with it with some certifications and you might come out with it with some following. But the thing is that that has never fixed the problem. Fixing the problem is about getting at the root of what's really happening so that you don't have an eating disorder anymore, and taking a direct approach so you can have the absolute freedom of it's a non-issue. You're not tracking food and you're not scared of food and you're not avoiding triggers. You wake up every day and you do what you want because it's not surrounded, or you're not planning your day around food and fear. That you can eat one of something and move on, that you just don't think about food, that it's not an issue. And that's what we've seen hundreds and hundreds of women being able to experience, sometimes after 35, 45, 60 years of struggling with this, becoming an expert themselves and going to all the other experts, and it didn't ever fix their problem. This is about fixing it once and for all. And if that's something that you guys want, you can start. The first step would be a free breakthrough session. That means that we're going to get you the foundation of freedom. And this is a service that myself and our team reaches out and helps the community with, so that anyone who truly wants to be free can be able to get that foundation of freedom. And you can go to lifewithlydia.com/apply. Again, that's lifewithlydia.com/apply. And you can register for a free breakthrough session to show up for yourself and really get the foundation of what you need. And if we can show you how to be done and free and not have an eating disorder anymore, we will show you how, or we'll be able to best direct you because we're the best in the world at what we do. We will help you either way to get you what you need. Again, that's lifewithlydia.com/apply. And this is Lydia, the Lifestyle Coach, signing off. Au revoir.